Hi, Renee. It is a pleasure that you have decided to join me today in the No More series. I am so excited to have you tell your experience and your testimony today. And so I'm going to go ahead and jump right in with the questions. So I know you have overcome many obstacles in your life, but if you had to choose just one obstacle or area, what would that obstacle or area be that you have overcome?
I would say low self-esteem is something that I feel is a big accomplishment for myself.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, Renee. And so tell me what your life looked like when you were operating in low self-esteem.
It really was my appearance. I would dress more covered up. Not today though, it's just really cold in my home. But I would normally, dress covered up. I wouldn't show like my shoulders. Like I wouldn't wear like a beater or a tank top or something. I wouldn't wear shorts. I wouldn't wear skirts. It was mainly just pants. I wouldn't do much to my hair. Like wouldn't really get it done. And really just pretty much stayed to myself. Like if I was at home, I was in my room by myself with no one around. Really didn't interact with my siblings or parents besides my mom for the most part. But just really to myself, standoffish, not really intertwining with others.
Okay. And so what kind of effects did that have on you when you were operating with low self-esteem? You talked a little about like being in your room off to yourself, but what other effects did it do, not only to you, but also the people around you?
Well, for me, I don't honestly know how it affected the ones around me. But for myself, I wouldn't do certain things like, we would go to the park. Sometimes I wouldn't want to go. Or we'd go skating out to eat or something of some sort. Still wouldn't want to go. Wouldn't want to be kind of like noticed. I didn't want to be noticed because normally when I was noticed, it was something negative being thrown at me instead of something positive.
All right. Well, thank you for that insight. And then as far as like you not being noticed and not wanting to interact with people, when did you get to a point of enough is enough and I need to do something different? When did you realize that operating in low self-esteem was not conducive to your future?
Okay, well, I did realize it when I was 15 is when I would say I started to break out of my shell per se. And I really just was like, I don't really care what people thought about me, how they felt. The words and things that people would bring upon to me, I really just was like, forget it. Like not really allowing it to affect me to not like myself. So I will also like start to dress different since I was coming out of that shell, started to like do my hair, wear nails. Around the time I started coming out of my shell is when I also started working my very first job. So it was things and stuff that I could buy myself now without anyone saying, oh, can't do it or won't do it or no, blase, blase, and the third.
Okay. Awesome. And so then a little about the practical steps. So you got your job and you decided, hey, I can buy this for myself. I can get some of those things that I like and everything like that. What other practical steps did you take to overcome low self-esteem?
Well, I did, which I still do to this day, is I love looking at myself. So anytime I'm in my room or anywhere, to be honest, if it has a mirror or if it's my phone, I'm looking at myself and I'm always complimenting myself like, oh, hey, beautiful girl, how you doing today, beautiful? Hey, pretty girl, just giving myself encouraging words, which also made me start to realize like, you are beautiful, you are pretty. Just because some people may not think you're attractive in their eyes, or they might not like something about you because I am on the bigger scale. I'm not so small. I've never been skinny. So it's just like with certain things, them not liking me because, oh, I may have wore glasses or I was looked like this or I did that. It was just like, enough was enough. So I just really started just telling myself, like, you're fine the way that you are. You have to love yourself. Can't nobody else love you? The only way somebody else can really love you is you have to love yourself first. You can't even love someone else without loving yourself first. And if you can't love yourself, you can't love nobody. So at that point in time, with me not really loving myself, I really wasn't loving anybody. That would be family, friends, or anything of that nature.
Awesome. Awesome. That is very good. And then we also know that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. At least that's what my mom always said. And so it's not about what other people think or, not trying to please people. Because a lot of times we can get into a place or a point in our life where we dress a certain way to draw attention to us, to please people. We hang around certain people and then participate in certain activities to draw that attention. And so just knowing and affirming yourself, like, hey, beautiful, you got it going on. You know what I'm saying? Right. That makes a difference. It makes a difference, and not just bigger people or, people that are heavy in weight suffer with low self-esteem. I suffered with it before, like I'm too skinny. So it could be either or, and so it doesn't matter the shape, form, whatever. It's the internal thing. But once you got that internal work done and you decided, hey, I am beautiful, no matter what nobody else say, I got it going on. And when you got to that point, you started to affirm yourself, you started to speak those words to yourself, and you started to believe it, because we're going to believe everything that we feed ourselves, right? And so you started to feed yourself that you're beautiful, you're more than enough, all of that. And so that gave you that confidence. And so that is so good, Renee. And then I do want to say, if because people are going to look at this and they are going to, they're going to see this on a rebroadcast, they're going to see this on YouTube and other platforms. So if there's somebody that comes across your video that is suffering with low self-esteem, they're not confident in the way they look, they walk, they talk, and they're just at a place in their life where they feel like they aren't enough, or they feel like people don't like them or love them because of how they look or how they walk or how they talk or whatever. What encouraging words or advice would you give to that individual? So don't even, I'm not even here. Just talk directly to that person. What would you say to that person to encourage them?
You got this. You're beautiful or you're handsome, if it's a male or a woman. A female or male. Don't allow somebody to, as my daddy would say, steal your joy. Don't let somebody bring you down. Love yourself, because at the end of the day, that's all you have. And if you love yourself, life is so much easier. You will be able to just, I don't know, like for me, I just love me some me. So use that. Love you some you. If you can love you some you, life is great. It is not going to bring you down in any shape, form, or fashion. And anything that somebody can say to you, you will just look at them and be like, okay, and keep it pushing. And you won't have to lash out. Or some people don't lash out, so they might go and be by themselves and cry about it. But once you know your worth and know that what you're worthy of, you all set. You will be A-okay. So that's all I can say is love you some you. Don't let nobody tell you nothing about you. They don't know you. Only you know you.
Yes, that is so good, Renee. And then, like you said, know your worth. When you tap into your worth, like stuff just roll off your back. Like when you really understand who you are and who God created you to be, and you learn how to affirm yourself and just be like, I don't care what nobody else think about me. I know who I am. I know whose I am. Nothing can shake that. And so it just puts you in a whole nother place. So I thank you so much for getting up here and just sharing your story, sharing your experience and your testimony. It is my prayer that it bless somebody, that somebody will be inspired and encouraged. And not only that, but they too will overcome whatever obstacle it is that they may be facing. So I definitely want to thank you for being a part here on the No More series. And if you would be open to letting people know how they can connect with you. Like I always say, my story is not your story. We have two different, everybody is different. Everybody walked a different path of life. And so if it's somebody that needs help, and say, girl, I just need to talk, how can they connect with you?
They're able to, they will be able to add me on Facebook at Renee Wright, Renee Wright, WRIGHT, or Instagram, which is Cookie, but spell it COOK_IEEE. Those are my two social medias that you guys can reach me at. And I love to talk and I love to give advice. So anybody who would love to also speak with me, I am open to listen.
Yes, awesome. Yes, because we know you got some gift of encouragement in you as well, and God is just pulling on you a little bit. But it's all good, and everything is gonna work together for your good. And we all have testimonies, we all have stories, and we don't go through things just for us. Like when we're going through, we may be like, man, why me? Why I have to experience this? But it's not even about you. It's so much bigger than you. And so when you think of like all the lives that's attached to you, all the generations that's attached to you, like all of it's so much bigger. And when you realize that it's so much bigger than you start to look at life a little different. And so I just thank you for being bold enough to come up here. Not everybody is bold enough to tell their story. Not everybody is bold enough to tell about a low place that they have been in. And so I just thank you for joining. Thank you for opening up, being an amazing light on today. I love you. If anybody knows, it's my baby sister. We have the same mom and same dad. So I absolutely love you. And I can't wait to see what God is going to do in your life, through your life. And I just love you a whole bunch. And I just love you a lot. And I'm not there anymore where I can actually pull up and hug you, but I love you all the way here in Texas, sending my love. And so I'm going to end this video. But thank you, Renee, again. And you be blessed and you continue to be bold and tell your story.
All right. Well, I love you too. And call me later.
All right. You have a great day.
All right.